All right, hey guys, so I'm going to give you some layout tips to help you as you are creating your spreads. You might create them in Adobe InDesign, you might use Photopea, you might be using a web page. For now, I'm going to show you InDesign and just kind of give you an idea of how I'm going to start structuring my reflection spread. I know I have three big things I need to put in here. A main story, which is going to go in this space. I need to have 5 photos with captions, and I need to have a space for my alt copy. So what I did to just start structuring this is I created just boxes, really rectangles, knowing that one photo needs to be a dominant photo and the rest need to be more complementary. So they're going to be at least half size or even smaller than a half size of my dominant photo, okay? You also need to section off your alt copy in a separate area. We need to know that it is separate from your main story. So I'm going to showcase that by having it with a different background color. I also really like these waves, and you're going to see how that's incorporated in my final design. So these are things that I'll be looking for in your reflection spread, is how are you going to be unified with some of your design choices throughout here. Okay. The next thing I did was I started inputting my photos. I knew I wanted this to be my dominant photo. I started getting an idea of where my complementary photos could go. I put the same photo in each one just to give me an idea of like how big they could be. I started putting in filler text to give me an idea of where my main story is going to go, where my alt copy is going to go, and my captions as well. I also started working with a little bit with opacity and trying to see if I wanted to put some kind of opacity box on top of my photo, just to showcase that even though there's tons of white space right here in this photo, I could put some other photos and utilize that space really well. All right, getting closer to my final design. Whoops, not there yet. I started making these. Now this is really easy to do and we haven't done it too much. If you use the pencil tool, kind of like you would in Illustrator, I just started drawing, and then I used my pen tool to delete some points that made these lines not so smooth. Okay, my alt copy Gonzo story is definitely in here. It is complete. I would just have to come up with some kind of headline for it. I have my captions, I have my photos in here. They're not perfect just yet, and I'm starting to play around with how do I want to section off these photos from my main story. So know that we're in different sections of the spread. And then this is my final spread. Now yours is going to look like your own kind of a thing, right? It's going to look different. This is how I wanted mine to work. So first off, I want to show you the font. The font is something I downloaded and put into InDesign. I wanted a script font because I wanted the script font to also mirror these kind of lines, these wave lines that we see throughout the entire spread. The waves also help to break up different things. So we have this line that kind of helps to break up this area right here, which is our main story, our main photo. We have this line, which is a little bit darker in color, to break up these bottom photos right here. You are going to notice I'm missing one photo, so you're going to need to get 5 photos in there, but I am missing one photo, so I'd have to figure out where that could go. It might go right underneath here. Okay, we also have our captions. I use an opacity box to kind of break up this space and showcase these photos just a little bit more. We notice that I'm utilizing 3 columns. We have a headline, nothing's going to break my stride, that's how I feel about this whole pandemic, and a subhead as well. And then this, as you can see, it's a completely different section of the spread, how I really feel. And this is that alt copy that we're talking about. It has a different background to showcase that it's a different part of the spread, but is still a story, right? So these are all things you can do. Ultimately, this took me about 2 hours to create this entire spread. Yes, it is Adobe, it's not Photopea, but I have Adobe, so it was really kind of easy to work with this. Photopea is not hard. It's just going to take a little bit more time to get used to it, okay? So this is what I'm looking for, something that looks unified. I can see the colors throughout the entire thing. We have a white kind of color right here. We have a white background. We have this kind of grayish color right here. We also see it in the building and a little bit in this photo. And then we have this gold color right here. We have the gold right there and the gold right there. The blue also kind of makes sense with this blue right down here. So all of it really ties in pretty well with each other. The waves, the script font. So yeah, just make sure it all kind of ties in together. You have that dominant photo, your complementary photos, your main story, your Gonzo style journalism, your headlines, your subheads, and your captions as well. Good luck!